In this lesson, we are going to take a look at how to handle very long parts in the drawing environment. The part file on the screen is a 1 by 4¼ inch millwork casing. This casing is 96 inches long, and if placed on a drawing sheet at its full length, it would have to be drawn at a small scale in order to fit on a standard size sheet. In SOLIDWORKS, we have a command in the drawing environment that allows you to remove a center portion of this and then move the two ends together, which results in allowing you to have a larger scale, which makes it easier to see the part. Let's give it a try. I am going to select New, Drawing. Okay. Let's go ahead and use a D ANSI landscape. I'll select OK. And then I want to change my units to inches. I'm going to go to my View Layout ribbon, select Model View. There's my casing. I'll select Next, and then a front view. Now this is not the front view I was expecting. So obviously I need to go back here and try a different view. Right-hand side view looks better, still not the view I was expecting. Let's try the top view. Much better. That's about the width of the casing. I'll go ahead and place it, and then place a bottom view. I'll close out of projected view, and then fit the sheet to the screen. Now notice, in order to place that casing on the sheet, we had to use a very small scale. The result is nothing more than a black blob on the screen. So how do we correct that? Well, if you look down here, you see the scale is 1 to 12. Let's change that scale. I am going to right mouse click on the sheet, select Properties. I'm going to change that scale 1 to 2, and I'll select OK. Notice when I do that, and then tap the F key to fit to the screen, my casing is spanning off the sheet. Not a problem. Let's go into the View Layout ribbon and select the Break command. The Break command wants you to go out to the graphics area and select a view. So I'm going to select this view here. As soon as I select a view, the Property Manager expands, and I have two options here. Do I want to break it vertically or horizontally? I want to break this horizontally. So as soon as I select this, I can go out to the screen, and notice as I zoom up, there's my break line. I placed my first one. I'm going to go to the opposite end and place a second one. If I tap F on the keyboard, notice what it did. It removed that center portion of the casing and moved the two ends together. That allows me to fit this on the drawing sheet. Notice I can apply more breaks. I'm not going to do that. If I zoom up on the break, notice we do have some options over here. The gap size, it's currently at 1/2 inch, 0.5, and I have different styles of break lines. Straight cut, notice the preview on the screen. Curve cut, zigzag, and small zigzag. I'm going to go back to the default of zigzag. I'll close out of the broken view. Notice I can reposition. I want to try to center them just a little bit better. And there we go. Now I am going to apply one smart dimension. I'll select the two ends. And notice I still have the real length of that casing, 96 inches. But notice in the dimension line, I have a zigzag. And if you know your drafting standards, you know that anytime you see a zigzag in a dimension line, that tells you this is the real length of the product. However, what you're seeing on the screen is not that length. This is far less than 96 inches. I'll fit this to the screen. And it looks like we probably could have went with a scale of 1 to 1. So I can always right mouse click, select Properties, and change this to 1. I'll need to move my views apart a little bit. Once again, fit it to the screen, close out of the Property Manager, and we have the casing at a much larger scale, much easier to see in the sheet. Now we can actually detail this profile where it's going to be legible.